Now, Heartland Sports with Luke Randall.
Another OVC doubleheader for the SEMO Redhawks today at the Show Me Center. Riding a 5-game win streak in the conference. Hey, the vibes, they're pretty good for SEMO. The men's team playing Southern Indiana today, not one of the top teams in the league, but I got to give USI some credit because they do play a good game in the first half. Ola Ajiboye scores first for the Screaming Eagles. In fact, he'd be back with another bucket inside. And then Josiah Dunham, the shooter for USI, with the 3-ball. So Southern Indiana out to an early lead. Redhawks forced to take a timeout to figure things out, and they do. Brendan Terry, the big man from Santa Monica, California, making excellent offensive plays. Dude's got a great offensive range, very versatile in what shots he can hit. Then off the bench, PJ Farmer, the Sykeston Bulldog, with the mid-range right there. Redhawks eventually catch up, and they do take the lead in this one. Bit of a battle. Marquez Bell, watch this. Troy Cole Jr. catches a body right there. Redhawks did not lead at the half. They dominate the second, though. It is 6 wins in a row for the SEMO Redhawks. Women's game, this one, it was not as close in the second half. And the Screaming Eagles, they do not let up. One of the best teams in the OVC, Sarang West, right here with the 3-ball. Briley Palmer's group looking to find an offensive spark here in the second. Offense trying to find something here in the corner. They do with Carmen Taylor, able to make a move right there, hit the 3-ball, but Amaya Buchanan in Southern Indiana, they have no trouble finding open shots. 90-57 was the final score in that one. High school hoops now, the Charleston 6-man shootout today in Charleston, Missouri. Cape Central, they held a mighty lead over Meridian. Early afternoon game right here. Tigers just capping this one off. Meridian was able to find buckets at some points. This was their last one on the day, but Cape Central had one more in store, and they have a big win. By nearly 50 points, the Cape Central Tigers take this one. Then Woodland versus Van Buren. Hey, these two teams very skilled, among the best small schools in southeast Missouri. Watch this. Early on, Cardinals finding Cameron McCormick for the game's first score right there. Right back at it. Van Buren fighting up and inside. If there is one area of concern, hey, Van Buren, they can hurt you from inside. Woodland, though, not done. Calvin Layton right there. And guess what? This is a shootout, 99-90. Woodland takes the win.